Go Abroad welcomes you all aspiring to get work visa to move into the Canada and ultimately win for the permanent immigration and settlement there. In today's video, we will emphasize on LMIA based work permit, giving all the relevant details to get the required work permit in very comprehensive way. In next coming video, we will cover the open work permit, so stay tuned to Go Abroad to get first-hand knowledge on travel policies, visa policies, and you may like to subscribe our YouTube channel like Facebook page, Instagram and TikTok profiles. Our consultancy services are provided right at your doorstep. The guideline in this video has been shortlisted under the latest Canadian immigration rules of April 2022. Canada operates the Temporary Foreign Worker Program TFWP as a means to supplement its workforce when there is no qualified worker in Canada to do a job. An employer looking to hire a foreign worker in Canada often needs to submit a Labour Market Impact Assessment LMIA application to Canadian government. The Canadian government employer reviewing the application must determine that the hiring of foreign workers will have a positive or neutral effect on the Canadian labour market. Among other factors, it must be clear that no qualified Canadians were passed up in favour of the foreign workers and that the foreign worker will be given a salary and benefits that meet federal and provincial standards. The LMIA process is different depending on whether the targeted employee is classified as high wage or low wage. Temporary foreign workers being paid under the provincial or territorial median wage are considered low wage, while those being paid at or above the median wage are considered high wage. Generally speaking, all employees must provide evidence that they have attempted to find qualified Canadian citizens or permanent residents to fill job positions before turning to foreign workers. In addition, employees may be inspected for compliance with government regulations after their employee has begun working in Canada. Employees seeking to hire high-wage workers must submit transition plans along with their LMIA application to ensure that they are taking steps to reduce their reliance on temporary foreign workers over time. If the employer is chosen for an inspection or if they apply to renew their LMIA, they will be required to report on the progress of the transition plan that they have submitted. This entails that they are using the TFWP as a last limited resort to address immediate labor needs on a temporary basis when qualified and Canadians are not available, ensuring that Canadians are given the first chance at available jobs. Now coming over to the median hourly wages that are provided by provinces and territories, and details you can see on the screen one by one. Alberta, that hourly wages that are effective from April 30, 2022, and those are 28.85 Canadian dollars. And likewise for British Columbia, it is 26.44, Manitoba 23, New Brunswick 21.79, Newfoundland and Labrador 24.29, and for Northwest Territories it is the highest 37.30, or Nova Scotia 22, Nunavut 36, Ontario 26.06, Prince Edward Island 21.63, Quebec 25, Saskatchewan 25.96, and last but not the least Yukon that is $32. Low wage workers do not need to submit transition plans. They must, however, follow a different set of guidelines. To restrict access to the TFWP while ensuring that Canadians are always considered first for available job, the Government of Canada has introduced a cap to limit the number of low-wage temporary worker force that a business can employ. Furthermore, certain low-wage occupations may be refused for LMIA processing. Employees with 10 or more employees applying for a new LMIA are subject to a cap of 20% on the proportion of their workforce that can consist of low-wage temporary foreign workers. An employer offering a wage that is below the provincial territorial median hourly wage, if that is there, he must qualify that the pay for round-up trip transportation for the temporary foreign workers that is kept in mind, ensure affordable housing is available, pay for private health insurance until workers are eligible for provincial health coverage, register the temporary foreign workers with the provincial territorial workforce, workplace safely abroad, and provide an employer-employee contract. The TFWC uses the latest labor force survey results for the unemployment rates in regions across Canada. These rates determine which regions are eligible for employers to submit LMIA for low wage or lower skilled occupations in the accommodation and food services sector and the retail trade sector. LMIA applications for these sectors will not be processed in economic regions where the unemployment rate is 6% or higher. Given its unique labor market conditions and as requested by the government of the Northwest Territories, application in these sectors for position located in Yellowknife will be accepted for processing. Now, how the LMIA can be expedited? LMIAs will be provided with a 10 business day service standard for workers in the occupations categories. Those are: the first one is highest demand occupation. The 10-day service standards for this category is limited to skilled trades positions where the wage offered is at or above the provincial territorial median wage. These positions are essential to the development of major infrastructure and natural resources extraction projects and are therefore considered vital to Canadian economic growth. And what are those occupation titles? You can see on the screen NOC. According to NOC 2011, number is given. Contractors, supervisors, electrical trades and telecommunication occupations, that is 7202, and likewise contractors and supervisors, carpentry trades 7204, contractors and supervisors, other construction trades, installers, repairs and services 7205. Rest you can see on the screen. What are the highest paid occupations? The 10-day service standard for this category is limited to employees hiring temporary foreign workers in the highest paid occupations that offer wages in the top 10% of wages earned by Canadian in a given province or territory where the job is located. This wage level indicates that a temporary foreign workers is the highest skilled in their occupation, that those skills are difficult to find in the Canadian labor market. For highest paid occupation, the median hourly wages, 1 hour wages, those are effective from May 11/20. Those you can see on the screen, that is province territory wise, starting with the Alberta 52.20. Rest you can see on the screen. The last one is Yukon 48.08. Now the shortest duration occupation, what are those? The 10-day service standards for this category is limited to employees requesting temporary foreign workers for short duration, defined as 120 calendar days or less, in any occupation where the wage offered is at or above the provincial or territorial median wage. Positions falling under this category include those related to repairs on manufacturing equipment and warranty work. The positive LMIA must be included in the worker's application for a temporary work permit, and that becomes the base to get the work permit under the LMIA guideline. A single LMIA can be issued for one or multiple employees. There are several instances where an employer may be exempt from the requirement to secure LMIA for LMIA. Employers wishing to hire a temporary foreign workers to Canada must pay a processing fee of Canadian $1,000 for each request for a labor market impact assessment. English and French are the only language that can be put forth as job requirement both for LMIAs and for job vacancy advertisement, unless the employer can prove that other language is otherwise required for the position. In addition, employees must advertise all job vacancies across the Canadian job market for at least 4 weeks before applying for a LMIA. To this end, employees are required to prove that they have used at least 2 other recruitment methods in addition to having posted an advertisement on the Canadian Job Bank. Now we will look at exemption variation to the LMIA process that are specific to the province of Quebec. In the first category, work permit, those are issued to the holders of a Quebec selection certificate, that is also known as CSQ. A Quebec selection certificate or certificate de selection de Quebec CSQ is a document issued by the government of Quebec to individuals who have been approved to migrate to that province. Holders of a CSQ may work in Quebec without their employer needing to secure a LMIA. That means LMIA is not required to employ a worker in the province of Quebec. Facilitated list of occupation, industry sector experiencing high demand for labor are including on what is known as the list of facilitated LMIA occupation for Quebec. Employers in Quebec applying under the facilitated LMIA process are not required to provide proof of recruitment efforts. Foreign workers who do not fall into either of the above categories may have to apply for and obtain a certificate of acceptance to Quebec CAQ and a temporary work permit before beginning their employment in Quebec. Go Abroad offers assisting workers and employees navigating Canadian immigration regulations. You may visit our website, that is www.goabroad.com, and that is all. Stay tuned.